Hey guys, what is going on? McMull2 here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you footage of Grand Admiral Thrawn. He is the brand new legendary event character that requires a full Phoenix team. This is going to be a theory crafting video, much like we did with Fulcrum Ahsoka. So we're going to be taking a look at his gear, we're going to take a look at his overall stats and his abilities, and then I'm going to throw in together some different team ideas I've had. Give you guys a blueprint of some teams that you guys may want to try checking out. Of course, there's going to be a outside of the box team, just like there was with Fulcrum Ahsoka as well. So sit back and enjoy this entire video, and I hope you guys learn quite a bit from it. So first up, you have Thrawn's basic Manipulate. It deals special damage to target enemy, gives them speed up for one turn, and then ability block if they already had, or if when the speed up expires. And then if they already had ability block, inflicts stun for one turn instead. And then these effects cannot be resisted. With raid bosses, it gives defense down for 2 turns instead, but it also cannot be resisted. So a lot of stuff going on there with his basic. But it gets much worse. You have Fracture, which is a small novel. It deals special damage to target enemy 4 times, dispels all buffs on them, removes 50% turn meter, and inflicts Fracture until the start of Thrawn's next turn, or if Thrawn is defeated. It cannot be copied or dispelled, and its attack cannot be evaded or resisted. Fracture, the character is set to speed, has 0 speed, can't gain buffs, bonus attacks, or bonus turn meter. And for raid bosses, instead it gives minus 50% speed, which does not stack with speed down. They cannot gain buffs, and they have minus 30% counter chance. With Grand Admiral's Command, also an Omega upgrade, swaps turn meter with target other ally, dispels all debuffs on Thrawn and that ally, and they both recover 40% protection. Then you have his leadership ability, where it has a Zeta upgrade, but before the Zeta, Empire allies have 50% max protection, 25% offense, and gain 20% turn meter whenever they resist a detrimental effect or suffer a debuff. Empire allies gain a new special ability called Maneuver, which dispels all debuffs on this character, and it gains 50% turn meter with a 3-turn cooldown. The Zeta upgrade adds that whenever an Empire ally gains or loses a status effect that's a buff or a debuff, they recover 2% protection. And then he has a unique called Ebb and Flow, also has a Zeta upgrade. Thrawn has 50% counter chance and tenacity and minus 50% speed while any enemies are fractured. Whenever another ally uses a special ability while Thrawn is active, that ally gains 50% turn meter, and if any enemies are fractured, Thrawn loses 15% turn meter. And then throwing in the Zeta upgrade, you have it so that Thrawn then gains 100% counter chance and tenacity. And whenever another Empire ally uses a special ability while Thrawn is active, if any enemies are fractured, fractured enemies lose 15% turn meter as well. So that is his kit. There's a lot to go over there. I know it's a small novel, but let's go ahead and talk about his gear, and then we will go ahead and talk about some of these theory crafting teams. Now, when it comes to gear, Thrawn's a bit of a pain in the butt. He's going to need 8 of the Mark III Carbantes. That's the purple strength piece that everybody needs. In addition, he's going to need 3 of the Mark V droid collars from the Rancor raid, as well as 3 Mark V stun guns. So he's going to have a lot of gear there, but he also needs 2 of the Mark VII shield generators. That's the one that needs 50 salvage each with the challenge gear that no one really needs. And then he's going to need 6 Mark IV keypads and 4 Mark III hollow projector. That's a tenacity disc. So overall, he's definitely a gear grind. He's going to be a pain in the butt to gear, and that's something you're going to have to deal with, especially since you also have to consider that Phoenix is also going to be needing a lot of those gear pieces as well. So overall, you can see here as I'm slowly gearing him up, it's just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he needs this much gear. But yeah, he's gonna need a lot of that. In addition, for gold gear from the challenges, he's gonna need 1 of the tactics pieces and 1 of the strength pieces as well. I should note that once he hits gear 11, he will need 2 more Carbantes and 1 of the Mark VII shield generators. So really, you only need 6 Carbantes and 1 Mark VII shield generator to get him to gear 11. So it's not as bad as you would think it is, but it is still definitely a pain in the butt. So we've looked at the gear. Let's go ahead and run over some different theory crafting teams, and I'll go ahead and close out this video. Don't want to run too long for you guys. So the first team you have up is the Thrawn lead with General Veers, Death Trooper, Shore Trooper, and Stormtrooper. It's kind of an Imperial Trooper team under Thrawn. And what you're getting here with synergy is General Veers' AoE does ability block, and when Thrawn uses his basic on target with ability block, they're stunned for 1 turn. So you really get that in there. You have the Shore Trooper and Stormtrooper for 2 types of buffs, really buffing up the defense on your team. And then Death Trooper, he's going to be your main damage dealer. He's going to be doing a lot of damage with his Death Mark alone, which will do about 20,000 under Thrawn. And then he has that AoE grenade that dispels and increases cooldowns on unbuffed enemies. So you have a lot of synergy here with a potential Imperial Trooper team. So it's going to be an interesting team to try out, especially if you were already gearing up your Imperial Troopers. You've already got something in there with them. So try out Thrawn with the Imperial Troopers. It will be a fun combination. It's going to be dealing a lot of damage out and then a lot of ability blocks and stunning. So overall, really fun combination for you guys to try out. Next up, you have Thrawn with TIE Fighter Pilot, Director Krennic, Shore Trooper, and Death Trooper. This is the team we found out while we were having playtesting sessions with Thrawn. This is the team that we found consistently was beating your triple cleanse teams. So if you have a lot of your triple cleanse with General Kenobi, Chase, Rex, and Darth Nihilus, this team here does a lot of damage and can easily shut them down. You have 2 different characters here. You can do Tenacity down, and that always goes through Tenacity up. You have Thrawn in here, of course, the bonus damage and offensive protection for your Empire team. Shore Trooper is going to be your main tank, keeping everybody alive. Krennic does a lot of damage on his basic, also inflicts Tenacity down. So Pilot and Krennic are going to be your Tenacity down inflictors. Death Trooper and Krennic have a lot of synergies there. So if they try to go for Krennic, Death Trooper is going to be going a lot. And we already covered Death Trooper will be doing a lot of damage under Thrawn. So if you have a really big group of triple cleanse on your Arena Shard, and you have a lot of trouble with them, I know it's going to suck. You have to gear up Krennic along with Thrawn. I know a lot of people did not gear up Krennic, but trust me, this is going to be a team that's going to help you really manage those triple cleanse teams, and this is something you should really consider if you have a plague of them on your Shard. And here we're trying out a Thrawn under a different Empire lead. You have Darth Vader with a Zeta on his leadership, Thrawn, Death Trooper, Stormtrooper, and TIE Fighter Pilot. What's going on here is Darth Vader and TIE Fighter Pilot have a lot of ability block synergy, and Thrawn can stun characters on his basic if they already have ability block on them. So you're going to get a lot of stuns there. Of course, you have Stormtrooper with his taunt, really boosts up the defense of everyone around him. Of course, Death Trooper again. But also, not so much Arena. I think this is going to be a very, very viable Phase 3 team. Because remember, Thrawn with his Fracture on raid bosses, they have minus 30% counter chance. That pretty much means your B2 Super Rocket Trooper cannot counter. So if you have that Fracture on there with a slow Thrawn and that Darth Vader and TIE Fighter Pilot and everything, TIE Fighter Pilot inflicts Tenacity down, Darth Vader really builds up those dots, keeps the dots around for his Culling Blade. There's a lot of Terminator reduction going on here. B2 can't counter if there's a slow Thrawn, and Thrawn has a 50% Terminator reduction if an Empire ally uses special ability while he has someone fractured. So really, this team here, there's going to be a lot of potential here with a Phase 3 team that can just do massive amounts of damage to that Rocket Trooper. I really think if you're looking for a really good Phase 3 team, I think Darth Vader is with Thrawn in there is going to be your new go-to massive damage Phase 3 team. Of course, I'm going to be testing it out. I'll let you guys know. Keep an eye out for that video. But right now, not just Arena, but also this looks like an incredibly viable Phase 3 team for the Heroic AAT raid. Following that, you have Thrawn with Imperial Super Commando, Gar Saxon, Stormtrooper, and TIE Fighter Pilot. With this, you have Gar Saxon in there with his counter synergies. So if you have Thrawn fracturing and people are attacking him, he can counter. Gar Saxon can assist, and Saxon will be doing a lot of damage under a Thrawn lead. You're talking a good 5k at 5 stars on his basic with not critting. So you've got that, plus combining his Imperial Super Commandos. He has that 2-turn ability that dispels and also inflicts buff immunity, plus TIE Fighter Pilot in there, and then Stormtrooper, just trying to mix things up, get some Stormtrooper usage in some of these teams. He's gonna have some bonus defense and really stay alive with all those Imperial allies around him. So it's another interesting team to try out with those counter synergies. See if there's maybe something we can get useful out of Gar Saxon and Super Commando, since right now they're not exactly the best. They have interesting kits, but they're really not reaching their full synergy. But maybe under Thrawn with that bonus protection and offense and everything else, they can really get some kind of synergies going there and really help boost the countering with Thrawn and his Fracture. So finally here we have the out-of-the-box team, kind of weird looking, I know. It's Gar Saxon Lee with R2-D2, Thrawn, TIE Fighter Pilot, and Super Commando. And what you have going on here is R2-D2 uses a smoke screen on everyone but Thrawn. You have a slower Thrawn who fractures, and then they're forced to attack that Thrawn. And remember, when Thrawn has fracture on, he will be countering, and his basic hits hard, as you saw from earlier videos. So he really does a lot of damage there. So you're going to be having a lot of damage from Thrawn's basic, plus Gar Saxon adding in the assist with the countering Empire characters. Plus, under Gar Saxon lead, all your Empire characters have bonus defense as well. So Thrawn's going to be able to stay alive that much longer, help counter more. It's kind of a one-trick pony. It's going to wear out quickly because as the other characters move, they're going to lose stealth. TIE Fighter Pod's going to be moving fast because of debuffs, but you know, he's going to get in that foresight, so he's going to have a little more survivability. Super Commando and Gar Saxon is going to be the two that are really going to get knocked out quickly. So we'll see just how exactly this will work in the arena. I don't think it's going to do very well, but you never know. It sounds like a fun team to try, especially with that R2-D2 in there. It sounds like a really interesting thing. So, you know, someone should try that out. I'll probably try it out, actually. So, yeah, I'll let you guys know this awesome countering Empire team, just how well it does. So, guys, before we close this out, I know you guys have been asking just how will Thrawn do on defense, and I've got a couple videos here of us fighting each other with Thrawn leads, and as you'll see, he doesn't do too bad for how well he's handled by the AI. I mean, he's got some issues, but we'll see just how well it goes. I think he's not going to be the end-all be-all character on defense, but you never know. He may surprise us. But for now, I think you can definitely counter him by having him stunned quickly into the match, maybe get him shut down, ability block, anything to keep him from doing anything besides his basic. That will really help him. So I think if you can get some debuffs in quickly and shut him down at the beginning of the match, I think overall you have a very, very easy time of handling your Thrawn enemy teams that you'll be facing in the arena. But anyways, guys, I'll close out with a couple of me fighting other Thrawn teams. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Always feel free to like and share and subscribe. Keep an eye out for more content, especially with new Thrawn stuff coming in the future. I'm definitely going to be trying him out in the raids. I want to see how well he's going to be doing there. But as always, guys, enjoy watching the rest of this video, and I will talk to you guys later.